WayV's WinWin's recent absence from group schedules, including albums and promotions, have led to rumors that something serious might be happening, and sadly, everything points to some big changes. It all started on May 10th when SM Entertainment announced that WinWin wouldn't be taking part in the album or the promotions of WayV's then upcoming release Give Me That. It was allegedly due to scheduling conflicts as he was filming a drama in China around the same time. Seeing as this was WayV's first comeback in 7 months, fans were understandably disappointed, but they were also pretty considerate. SM hadn't been the best to WinWin or WayV, so fans were glad he was finally landing more acting gigs since he always wanted to act. However, many also felt as if this was SM's way of soft launching his departure from the group. A commenter wrote, "I figured this was the reason he was so active last summer and why he participated in NCT Nation. Probably knew he would be gone from the group for a while." There were also accusations that WinWin didn't care about the members or the group and that he was prioritizing his solo career over the group activities. According to WinWin, though, the story was entirely different. After SM's announcement, he released his own statement explaining that he was told last year to prepare for a new album in May, but since he was filming a drama from January to April, he planned to join the promotions afterward. However, the album production was unexpectedly moved up to the end of March while he was still busy on set every day. This made it impossible for him to adjust his schedule to participate in group activities. He discussed various alternatives with the team, but ultimately couldn't join the comeback and apologized to fans who were eagerly waiting for WayV's return. In the end, he expressed his support for the group, wishing them success. Fans appreciated his honesty and were upset with SM for initially telling WinWin to clear his schedule and then moving the comeback, making it seem like it was his choice not to participate. Even WinWin Bar, which is his fan club in China, complained that SM usually never informs WinWin Studios about his potential NCT activities, which then makes it difficult to coordinate his schedule in China with his NCT commitments. A user commented, "Personally, I don't feel like there's anything WinWin needed to clear his name of. He's always done his best to be a part of the comebacks. Feels like poor management on SM's side, as it's always been." Someone else noted how groups often continue without a member who starts acting, with other members focusing on solo projects or subunits while waiting for their return. They mentioned Eunwoo and Astro as an example and found it frustrating that fans were acting surprised by this common practice in K-pop, but even with WinWin's explanation, some fans had an inkling that he was slowly shifting his focus onto his solo career rather than group activities. It was undeniable that he loved the members and would do anything for them, but maybe he had just lost his interest in being an idol. Another sign that something wasn't right came around that time when an old conversation from November 2023 resurfaced, raising concerns among fans about WinWin's commitment to WayV. During a fan sign event, WinWin asked a fan if they planned to shut down his Chinese bar due to financial issues. He then mentioned, "You know, about what I said in Chengdu, congratulating you for your hard work. In fact, I was talking about Yuba, but I obviously couldn't name you guys. This was destined for you to hear." For those of you who need more context, Yuba, his solo fan base, is notorious for being quite hateful towards the other members and pushing for his solo career. This conversation led many fans to rethink their support for WinWin to the point that they started canceling their Bubble subscriptions and leaving his fandom, feeling that WinWin was encouraging and fueling his overprotective fan base instead of telling them to stop with the hate train. They were understanding of the fact that he needed their support, but to most, it seemed like WinWin was agreeing with them about his solo career. A Reddit user commented, "If a group has been known to be loud and aggressive, and if it's to a point it's well known amongst fans, WinWin shouldn't be prioritizing them or putting them on a pedestal." Then, people started bringing up other schedules that WinWin had missed in the past just to prove the point that he was going to leave WayV once his contract with SM was up. Specifically, it was noted that he missed the schedule of Taihuan Festival, even though it was on a holiday, he had no other work and he had confirmed he would attend beforehand. They also noted that although he said he would be filming from January to April in a Bubble message, people were surprised when he guest starred in another drama, Moonlight Reunion, finishing on May 7th. In addition, he was absent from KCON Hong Kong in March of this year because of overlapping schedules, will be sitting out WayV's concert tour, and it also looks like he won't take part in WayV's Japanese debut, judging from the teasers alone. This led to a few users even accusing him of lying about his conflicting schedule and said that he was purposefully missing out on the group activities and not because SM didn't want him to be a part of them. To these people, it didn't make sense for the company to rearrange the schedule just to leave WinWin out, especially when past comebacks were planned around his availability in the first place. The criticism then turned into full-blown hate when people started claiming that WinWin wasn't really that good at acting to ditch group schedules to focus only on his acting career. They also said that if WinWin stopped being an idol, it wouldn't be much of a loss since he apparently offers nothing to the group and that they work a lot better as five. Considering all this though, how true are the rumors that he's leaving K-pop behind and who is to blame for it? Some have agreed that WinWin's career career trajectory is looking a whole lot like EXO's Lay. Back in 2015, Lay established his own studio, which is also when he started focusing on his activities in China rather than Korea. He started appearing in movies, released music, took part in survival shows, and went on 3 tours. His last appearance with EXO was in 2017, when he appeared on the Hong Kong concerts of their world tour Exoplanet 3 The Exordium, but ever since he left SM in 2022, he's no longer being considered as a member of EXO. They're doing their thing, and Lay is doing his thing in China. Similarly, WinWin opened his own studio in 2021, and now he's focusing on his solo activities in China while the group is doing their own stuff. Since his contract with SM is expiring in a year, many fans think that he's going to remain in the group for the sake of fans, but only in name. In reality, he will pursue his career as an actor in China. Either that, or he will take the Rowoon path and leave the group to completely focus on acting. Whatever the case may be, among fans, it's heavily believed that SM is to be blamed for all of this. Fans believe WinWin's frequent absences are due to SM's poor planning and their reluctance to coordinate with his solo schedule in China, which would make it impossible to miss out on group activities. The reason why WinWin is in China is that K-pop idols cannot promote in China, and therefore only the group's Chinese members can do so. This leaves him having to choose between his confirmed work and potential WayV activities that may not even be scheduled properly to begin with. The real issue is that WinWin could have attended some missed events if he had known about them sooner. If he had WayV's full schedule, he could make better choices about his participation. Last year, he also missed most of the Phantom promotions not because he prioritized solo work, but because SM wouldn't coordinate his schedule to make it possible for him to participate. Regarding Give Me That, since WinWin is set to film another drama later this year, SM knew he wouldn't be available for the comeback. Yet, they changed the schedule in a way that didn't benefit him. It's also speculated that WinWin didn't anticipate WayV being so busy this year given their usual low activity and lack of support from SM. Another option is that SM knows that there's a possibility of WinWin leaving, so they're trying to shift the blame onto him instead of their already tarnished name. They practically put the responsibility for WinWin's absence from the Give Me That album on him, to the point that WinWin had to clarify that it wasn't his fault. So it looks like if he ends up leaving, they want fans to think he's prioritizing his solo career over the group's success. WinWin isn't the first idol to pursue acting alongside their music career, and he won't be the last, even in NCT. It seems like SM isn't supportive of his choices, which makes it look like they're setting him up to take the fall for missing schedules when it's apparently their fault. He hasn't skipped group schedules on purpose and has even flown to Korea for short trips just to record or practice with WayV, which shows he's committed to the group. So the problem here isn't really whether WinWin is leaving or not, but SM's insistence on making sure that the comebacks and schedules of the group never align with WinWin's solo ones. Sadly, it looks like he won't find peace until he leaves SM behind and goes his own way, although he might not ever find himself back on stage as a K-pop idol.